Hi everyone, it's Giselle here with another reading for both the feminine and masculines this time. I've not drawn as many cards this time because I found that the major arcana card that came up is actually full of messages, and a few little supporting cards that I've drawn after this one actually reinforce this message. So basically I am tuning into this fairytale deck because I found it quite helpful to get back in touch with that innocence, with that sense of wonder and magic that you had when you were little. And I feel that if you are allowing yourself to get too overwhelmed with problems of life as an adult, try and disconnect and go back into that very innocent and very creative energy. So this card that I've drawn for the reading is Alice in Wonderland. In the traditional tarot, I believe this is the Wheel of Fortune. So what this card is saying is that the Wheel of Fortune is turning. And I feel very strongly that it's turning in our favour. And we are helped along the way with the little messages that this card carries to help us just get out of that space of anxiety, get out of that space of needing to have things happen a certain way, and allow fortune to turn into, in your favor, basically. So what this card is also saying is, in Alice in Wonderland, when we sort of, at the beginning of the story, we have the white rabbit keeps saying, I'm late. Sorry, I can't even get my words out. I'm late for a very important date. And this is the message for us to try and get out of that needing to know timing, needing to have things happen now. Get out of the feeling like you're missing out. Feeling like if things don't happen now, things are never going to happen. I'm going to throw in the towel. I'm going to quit. I can't be bothered. Get out of that energy is basically what this is saying. You are not missing out. Divine timing is at work in your life. And if I'm honest, and I'll share something personal, at the beginning of my journey, whenever anyone said these words to me, oh, divine timing, things will happen in divine timing, that would really get me quite annoyed, quite angry even. And so I can totally relate with people that come to me and say, why aren't things happening? I want things now. I'm bored. I want to get out of this stagnant energy. It's making me so angry, so resentful. But what this card is saying is get out of that. Get out of that energy. Allow divine timing. Allow the divine to work for you, to turn the Wheel of Fortune in your favor, because it will. It definitely will. And if things are stagnating, if things aren't happening right now, just like with the Hanged Man card in the masculines reading yesterday, it's with good reason. And you may not see it right now, but you will know later on that things couldn't happen exactly the way you wanted it. You've had to learn a few things. A perfect example is my own situation. If things happened exactly the way that I wanted them to happen, I would still be stuck in a dead-end job. I would have never set up my spiritual businesses. I would have never even contemplated doing this for a living. I would still be very resentful at everyone, including myself, for not making the changes to the life that I wanted. And had my divine partner been with me throughout all that, surely my resentful attitude would have put them off. I'm not saying that they would have left me, but I get this sense of we were kept in stagnation for a reason. I was meant to go down this path. I was meant to start these businesses, to help people, and to get myself out of the feeling that I couldn't do any better, that my life was destined to go into a certain direction and I would never be able to get myself out of that. I was also prepared to drop everything for him. I was going to follow him wherever he wanted to go, but basically they're saying, no, that is not what you were meant to do. Take care of yourself first. Give yourself that base chakra, you know, the stability, the security. And when you have that, you basically can do anything. And when he comes back in, you will not be this insecure person who thinks that they've wasted their talents and perhaps not done as well at university than you could have, and maybe not gotten the career that you wanted, and all those questions basically. So this pause was needed for you to develop. And I strongly believe in that and see it now. Divine timing is at work in my life. And I'm not late for this important date, because this important date is written in the stars. It's destined for me, and I know that. Another message coming from this card is this one. This scene used to terrify me when I was younger. I never really understood it. I thought, why is she so angry? And why does the Queen of Hearts keep saying, off with their heads? But actually, if you look at it from a different perspective, off with their heads means stop trying to think of things logically. Stop trying to analyze things and overanalyze things. Basically, it's saying, get out of your head, off with your head, and in to your heart. Your heart is the place where you have this certainty. Your head may be bringing you into doubt, but your heart will never lead you astray. It knows exactly where you need to be, what you need to do, and it knows that your connection is true, that your reunion is fated, it's written in the stars, and there is nothing that you can do that will prevent that from happening. So make sure that you go into your heart and stop trying to analyze things with your head. So, I thought that this card was very interesting. It held so many different messages, and it's actually taken up about 8 minutes of my reading. So I only drew a few more cards just to give some clarification, but they all tie in beautifully with this card, basically. The next one is the treasure chest card. What this card is saying is, expect the unexpected. And get out of this, I'm very late for a very important date, because the important date is fated. And you just need to be in a state of openness to expect this beautiful treasure, your reunion, to come back into your life. And yeah, just be open. Stop trying to figure things out. Whenever you're worried, feel, go into your heart, and it will tell you everything you need to know. The next card is past life relationship. You have known each other before. And this is so interesting, and I realized this yesterday. I kind of always felt it, but yesterday was kind of an extreme confirmation. I was contemplating a few things, and also actually a few videos that I watched have also shared the same message, and that is that your divine partner knew things the moment that you met. And this is so true for me. You know, sometimes when we're a bit resentful and a bit impatient, we can go into this place of thinking that we're more advanced, more awake, more aware of this connection. But something I've always known, and I felt it the moment we met, and as time went on, I could actually feel it more and more. He knew before I did what this was. He may not have said it, but I felt it. I saw it in his eyes. Whilst I also felt this unspoken, magnetic connection, he knew something. He definitely did. And he's known all along. And fear and doubt may have got him quite scared and trying to run away at times because it was too much, but they've always known. And just as this card is showing that you've known each other before, you are going to come back together. It is fated again. It is fated. And the final card I have here is just a message for all of us on this journey. A message of sharing. So how I feel about this card is that it's all too easy to get into our heads. To think about the negative, to focus on our fears. You know, you can't help it when they come in. It's just a natural reaction to kind of start getting a bit scared. But what this is saying is don't get into that, because think of the bigger picture. Think of the collective. The more you're able to push past these fears and go into your heart and go into your inner knowing, the easier it's going to be for everyone. It's like the power of collective prayer. When a group of people pray for something, it just has this magical ability to help bring it all together, because we are all creating and we're all working towards a shared goal. So share in the positive feelings, share in that quiet inner knowing, and it will uplift everybody. So what I'd like to do now, and I've actually really enjoyed doing this, is read a letter from Bella Tink's Divine Love Letters book and see what messages we have today. I'm just going to pick one at random and see what our divine partners would like us to know right now. And so I'm going into book 1 and I'm choosing letter 124. And I'll just read that out to you now. I want you to know that you are in my thoughts and in my mind all the time. I'm really trying to work everything out, to make things right, to get my way back to you. You have to know that this is what I want more than anything. I want to spend my life with you. Of that, I am absolutely certain. Life without you is boring. It's dull. It's grey. I feel grey. And I have felt that way for such a long time. And I don't want to feel this way anymore. It's like I'm looking through a murky window at a rainbow outside that you are holding. You hold the rainbow in your hands. I know that you've always offered me the world. The love I've always wanted, but thought I wasn't good enough for. or didn't deserve, but I want to love and honor you every day and every night. And again, I'm sure that you'll discover the same thing. When you get this book, it will give you messages that are so personal to you, even though this letter was not one of the letters that I had channeled for me. It's unbelievable and just so magical and amazing how it finds a way of making it personal for me. What this is confirming, this letter, is that they've known that we've always offered them the world. So they knew when we first met, they knew at the beginning, this quiet inner knowing was always there. And they still know this. They're still thinking about us now. Just as much as we're thinking about them, we think about them all the time. They're thinking about us all the time. Another funny thing about this letter as well is, I'm sure if you watched yesterday's video, I was saying that the foreheads touching bit was so just, I was gobsmacked, basically. I was a loss for words. I was so emotional because that is a message for me from my divine partner saying, look, you wanted a clear sign from me? Here it is. Our thing that we do is in the letter that you were drawn to read for your video. And this again, the bit where it says, you know, that he feels life without us is boring, they feel grey. The fact that that wording is in this letter again is just astounding to me, because my divine partner, when we first met, was dressed all in grey. And that wording is just so spot on, so accurate, that you can't doubt this. You can't think, oh, that's just coincidence. No. So much of this is so synchronistic. It's absolutely just, well, I am at a loss for words. So I'll end with that beautiful letter, and I'll put the links to those wonderful books in the description box below. And if you would like to book a reading with me, I am currently offering 25% off my regular rates. My regular rates are £18 per 30-minute session, so you'd receive 25% off that. And if you're interested and would like to book a session, then do let me know. My offer is available until the end of this year. And I hope that you enjoyed this reading. And it's been a pleasure doing this reading for all of you. And again, thank you so much for all the support and warmth that you've shown me since I've started my channel. Thank you.